The camera zooms in on a pristine, all-black sports car parked outside a sleek, modern building. The city's skyline is visible in the background, and the hum of the urban jungle provides a subtle backdrop. A figure steps out from the car. Tall, confident, and unflinching, Elon Musk. He doesn't smile. His expression is hard to read. His eyes scan the horizon with calculated purpose, like a man who's about to make the world change. Suddenly, a phone buzzes in his pocket. He pulls it out with a quick swipe. The screen flashes a message that makes him pause, his face tightening, in focus. It's a text from none other than Donald Trump. The message reads, "Ready to drop the bombshell? The world needs to know. It's bigger than anything we've ever uncovered." A pause. A long, heavy pause. Then, Musk types a quick reply, his fingers moving fast. "Let's do it." He walks into the building, the camera following his every step. The doors open with a soft whoosh, and inside, the space is a stark contrast to the chaos outside. Clean. Lines, minimalist decor. Everything is intentional. Musk heads straight for a private conference room. The door clicks shut behind him. Inside the room, the mood shifts immediately. There, sitting across from him, is Donald Trump, looking as poised and collected as ever, despite the storm brewing just beneath the surface. He's surrounded by a small, elite group of advisors, their faces serious. Trump leans back in his chair, hands folded. "So, you're sure about this?" Musk asks, still eyeing Trump. The tension in the room is palpable. Trump's eyes narrow. "We've got no choice. It's bigger than politics. This is about saving the country." A short, ominous silence fills the room. The walls seem to close in. Musk looks around at the group, sensing the weight of the moment. "I don't know if people are ready for this." "They have to be," Trump responds, his voice unwavering. "The truth has a way of coming out, whether we like it or not. The Democrats have been running a scam, and we've got the proof. $200 million worth of proof." The bombshell lands with a thud. Everyone in the room stiffens. The phrase 200 million is more than just a number. It's a power move, a dangerous weapon. Musk leans forward, eyes locked on Trump. "What exactly are you saying?" Trump smiles slightly, his lips curling into a sly grin. "I'm saying the DNC is sitting on a pile of money, and not all of it came from voters. Some of it came from, well, let's just say, questionable sources." The advisors exchange glances, their faces filled with unease. Trump's tone doesn't waver, though. He continues. "But it's not just the money. It's what they've done with it. It's the control they've bought, the influence they've stolen. And we're going to expose it." Musk stands up, pacing slowly, processing the gravity of the conversation. His mind whirs with possibilities. This isn't just about exposing corruption anymore. This could change the course of the country. This is going to cause chaos, Musk mutters to himself, more to process than to ask a question. Trump chuckles. "Chaos is just the beginning. People need to wake up. This isn't just politics anymore, Musk. It's about truth, about holding those who think they're untouchable accountable." A deep breath. The tension in the room intensifies. This isn't a game anymore. This is a war, and they've just thrown the first punch. Suddenly, the lights flicker. The air seems to thicken as the weight of the moment presses down. Musk stops pacing, his face hardening with resolve. "Let's do it," he repeats, his voice now firm. Trump smirks again, glancing at the door. It's already done. The press conference is scheduled. We're going live. The press conference begins with the flicker of a live broadcast light, signaling to the world that something seismic is about to unfold. The room is packed with reporters, cameras flashing, their eager faces a blur of anticipation. A murmur ripples through the crowd as Donald Trump takes the stage first, flanked by Elon Musk. The weight of the moment is palpable, the air thick with expectation. Trump steps up to the microphone, a confident smirk on his face. "Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to hear will change the course of history. The truth will be revealed, and the lies they've fed you will be exposed. Wave of reporters shifts in their seats, pens poised, ready for the bombshell. Musk stands off to the side, his arms folded, eyes scanning the room with a cold, calculating gaze. He's prepared for this moment, but even he can feel the weight of it pressing against him. Then, it happens. The broadcast suddenly glitches. Sharp static crackles through the feed, interrupting Trump's speech. A few seconds of silence stretch out, then the sound of a voice crackles through, muffled but unmistakable. Cut the feed. Everyone freezes. The screen flashes again, and then, without warning, a distorted, pixelated image appears on the screen. It's a man. His face shrouded in shadows, but the voice is familiar. Mitch McConnell, the Senate Minority Leader, known for his ability to work behind the scenes. Do you really think this will work? The voice is taunting, condescending. The truth you're so eager to reveal? You're not in control anymore, Donald. The people pulling the strings are a lot closer than you think. The room erupts in chaos. Reporters shout questions, panic fills the air, but all anyone can hear is McConnell's voice cutting through the static, his words like poison. I told you this was never going to be your fight to win. You've been played. Everyone has. The broadcast cuts out. The screen goes black. For a moment, the world stands still. Trump's face pales slightly, but Musk, his mind already racing, steps forward. His voice is low, a tense edge to it. This isn't just a warning. This is a message. McConnell, he's involved. A sense of disbelief fills the room, mingling with fear. No one expected this. The conspiracy they were about to expose has suddenly turned its focus on them. Musk's phone buzzes in his pocket. He pulls it out, scanning the message. It's from an unknown number. They're coming for you. Trust no one. It's already too late. Before he can process it, a new text flashes on the screen behind him. It's from Trump. They know everything. Musk's stomach tightens. The weight of what he's holding, what they've started, begins to sink in. This wasn't just a game. They're now targets in a war far larger than either of them had anticipated. Trump's voice breaks the silence, his tone steely. We've got to move, now. They're not just going to sit back and let this slide. Suddenly, the doors to the conference room slam open. Sarah Jennings, a sharp, resourceful journalist who has long been an ally to Musk and Trump, rushes in. She's sweating, out of breath. Her eyes are wide with panic. Elon, Trump, you've got to hear this. The FBI just raided my office. Musk's jaw tightens. How much do they know? Jennings' eyes flicker nervously. They were already in possession of files I hadn't even touched. They know about the money. Everything. I'm not sure how, but it's all connected. We need to disappear. Now. The weight of Sarah's words hits Musk like a hammer. Their every move is being tracked. The DNC, the FBI, McConnell, this was no longer just about exposing corruption. This was about survival. Get the car ready, Musk says to his security team. He looks at Trump, a fierce determination in his eyes. We're going to need a new plan, and we need it now. The sleek black car speeds through the night, weaving through traffic at breakneck speeds. Inside, Musk, Trump, and Sarah Jennings are huddled in a tense silence, the weight of the earlier events crushing down on them. The air is thick with unease. Trump's phone buzzes. He glances at it, then throws it down on the seat beside him in frustration. It's happening faster than I thought. The leaks, they're already starting. Sarah, sitting across from him, shakes her head, her brow furrowed. We need more than just leaks. We need answers. The DNC's corruption is the surface-level issue. This whole thing is connected to something much bigger. Musk, his face set in grim determination, glances out the window. I thought McConnell's interference was just a power play, but it's something else. He's too involved for it to be a coincidence. The car turns sharply into an alley, avoiding a blockade of police vehicles up ahead. Musk's mind races. It's not just about exposing a fraudulent election anymore. It's about unraveling a conspiracy, one that might stretch beyond politics, beyond the DNC, beyond the country itself. We need to figure out where the money's coming from, Musk says. $200 million doesn't just materialize. This isn't just some campaign slush fund. It's a tool, a weapon. We need to find the source. Trump looks at him, his jaw tight. We've been working in the dark, Musk. You know that better than anyone. But you're right. Something's wrong. We have to dig deeper. But as the words leave his mouth, a new twist emerges. Musk's phone buzzes in his pocket. He glances at it. It's a cryptic message from an anonymous source. They're watching you. If you want to know more about the 200 Maller, meet at the coordinates. Trust no one. Musk's heart races, but his expression remains unreadable. We've got a lead, he says, passing the phone to Trump and Jennings. The coordinates point to a location in the heart of Washington, D.C., near an old industrial complex. The setting couldn't be more ominous. We can't afford to be seen, Jennings says, her voice a mixture of caution and urgency. If they're watching us, the last thing we need is to walk into a trap. The car screeches to a halt in front of a hidden entrance. Musk immediately opens the door, stepping out into the cold night air. His mind is spinning. Who could have sent the message? Who could have known about their next move? And why is everything falling into place so quickly, almost as if someone is pulling their strings? They move stealthily, eyes darting around. The industrial complex looms ahead, dark and foreboding. There are no signs of life, no lights, just a chilling sense of abandonment. As they approach the entrance, Jennings pulls out a small tablet. There's something weird about the building's ownership, she says, her eyes scanning rapidly. The company listed as the owner doesn't even exist anymore. It's been dissolved 3 years ago. But there's a shell company tied to it. A company with connections to McConnell's family. Musk freezes. He looks at Trump, his expression darkening. It's all connected. This isn't just about the DNC. McConnell's been pulling strings behind the scenes, controlling everything. Trump grits his teeth, clearly shaken but determined. Then we're about to take his game away from him. If he thinks he's got us cornered, he's wrong. As they slip inside the building, the tension rises with every footstep. The dimly lit interior is a maze of corridors, the air thick with dust and secrets. Suddenly, the sound of footsteps behind them causes them to freeze. A shadow moves, then, the unmistakable flash of a gun barrel gleams in the darkness. Stay still, a voice calls out. Samantha Hale, a former CIA operative turned mercenary, steps into the light, her stance calculated and sharp. She's a wild card, and no one knows whose side she's really on. Her eyes lock on Musk. We need to talk, she says, her voice low and dangerous. And you need to understand something. You're not in control here. This is bigger than all of you. Musk steps forward, his voice steady. What do you know about the money? About McConnell? Are you working with him? Hale smirks. I'm not working for anyone. But what I know will change everything you think you know about this country. Just as she speaks, the distant sound of helicopters fills the air. Someone is closing in. But who? The stakes have just skyrocketed. It's clear now that every move they make will be watched, every word they speak recorded. There's no way out of this, not without risking it all. And the deeper they go, the more questions rise. Who can they trust, and who is playing them like pawns in a much darker game? The moment Samantha Hale steps into the light, the tension crackles in the air. The shadows stretch around them, suffocating. The group as they stand frozen in the middle of the dimly lit industrial complex. Hale's presence is a curveball no one expected. Her reputation precedes her. Once a CIA operative, now a mercenary for hire, her allegiance is always in question. But right now she has their attention. I told you this was bigger than you think, she repeats, her eyes scanning the room as she takes a slow step forward. Musk, his eyes narrowing, tightens his grip on the tablet Sarah had been reading from. What are you talking about, Hale? What is all this about? She glances at Trump and then back to Musk. Her voice is steady, almost too calm considering the situation. The $200 million isn't the story. It's just the distraction. You're looking at the wrong target. McConnell is just a pawn in this game, just like you. Musk's heart skips a beat. A pawn? His mind races. If McConnell isn't the mastermind, then who the hell is? Hale takes a deep breath. The money, those funds, they aren't just funneling into politics. They're funding something far more dangerous than anything you've imagined. The real players, the ones pulling all the strings, are in the shadows of both parties. But the key to all of it, it's not about the corruption. It's about control. They've been engineering a crisis. And you, Musk, you're the piece they've been planning to use. A cold rush of realization sweeps over Musk. He steps back, his mind whirling. What are you saying? How am I involved? You're more involved than you think, Hale continues. The investments, the technologies you've been developing, the neural networks, the autonomous vehicles, all of it. It's been under the radar of the people running this operation. They've been steering you, Musk. Your innovations have been part of a larger design to destabilize the global economy. Your space program? It's a front. Trump clenches his fists. That's insane. Musk's tech has been the future of this country. Hale's gaze sharpens. That's what they wanted you to think. You're a tool in their bigger game. A brilliant one, but still just a tool. Musk's stomach drops. He feels the weight of betrayal beginning to press down on him. But the more Hale speaks, the more it becomes clear. There's something even more insidious going on. The scope of the manipulation, the depth of the conspiracy, it goes beyond anything he could have imagined. His thoughts are interrupted by a sudden flash of recognition. Wait, you're telling me that the crisis, this chaos, was planned to push the world into instability, and that the money is just the means to that end? He asks, piecing things together. Yes, Hale responds, her tone heavy. The crisis is real, Musk, but it's not some random happening. It's been engineered. The tech you've developed. It's not just about transportation or Mars anymore. It's about creating systems that can control populations, track them, monitor them, manipulate them. They've been using you, your resources, all this time. The chaos they've engineered is only the beginning. Musk takes a step back, his mind reeling. So, the DNC, the FBI, all of it, it's all part of the same plan? Exactly. You've been moving the pieces on the board, thinking you're playing your own game, but you were being manipulated from the start, Hale says. Locking eyes with him, Trump's face hardens, his voice low and dangerous. This is all just a setup then? You're saying everything, McConnell, the leaks, the money, is just part of a much bigger play? Hale nods. That's exactly what I'm saying, and now, you're a liability. The words hit Musk like a punch to the gut. A liability? He stares at Hale, barely processing the magnitude of the betrayal. He thought he had been working against the system, but now he's realizing the system was always working through him. Suddenly, a low rumble vibrates the floor beneath them. The overhead lights flicker ominously. Musk's heart races. They're coming. A dozen black-clad figures appear at the entrance of the building, their movements deliberate and coordinated. More mercenaries, and they're armed. Hale raises her, hands in mock surrender. You've been set up, Musk. The truth is, you're already too deep in the game. They'll never let you walk away now. The room erupts in chaos. Trump moves quickly, grabbing Musk by the arm, pulling him back toward the nearest exit. But as they turn, Hale steps into their path, the gun in her hand gleaming in the dim light. This isn't a game anymore, she says coldly, her gun trained on Musk. It's over. You've already lost. A gunshot rings out. The screen goes black. The gunshot echoes through the cavernous space of the industrial complex. For a moment, everything stands still. The sound reverberates in Musk's chest, a sharp reminder of the chaos he's trapped in. His heart races and his mind scrambles for clarity. The split second before the world erupts into madness feels like a lifetime. But then, the truth strikes him with brutal force. Hale's gun wasn't aimed at him. Trump stumbles backward, clutching, his shoulder, his face contorted in pain. Blood oozes between his fingers. He falls to his knees with a grunt, his body heavy with the shock of the wound. "Trump!" Musk yells, rushing to his side. Panic claws at his insides. "No!" Hale, her expression, unreadable, lowers the gun. "I didn't want it to go this way," she says, almost regretfully, though her words are cold, calculated. "But you don't understand. This was the only way to get through to you." Musk's mind is spinning. He looks at Trump, now slumped against the cold concrete floor, and then at Hale, the woman who had once been a CIA operative but is now standing here, an enigma of betrayal and dark truth. Musk feels the air shift. The danger isn't over. If anything, it's just begun. The armed mercenaries begin to close in, their weapons glinting in the dim light. The walls seem to close in around Musk, a suffocating sense of inevitability pressing down on him. He glances at Trump, his old ally, who winces but locks eyes with him, a silent acknowledgement of their shared predicament. "Get out of here, Musk!" Trump grits out, his voice strained. This is bigger than both of us. You have to stop them." But Musk, barely processing the words, knows one thing for sure. He can't walk away. Not now. Not with the stakes, as high as they are. He's been played, but this is the moment when the game flips on its head. He's not just a tool anymore. This is his fight now. "I'm not leaving you," Musk says, his voice low but filled with unwavering determination. Hale's lips curl into a slight, almost imperceptible smile. "You think you can stop this? You think you're the hero in this story? You're a pawn, Musk. The real power lies elsewhere." But as she steps forward, the sound of footsteps suddenly shatters the air, loud, deliberate, and unmistakable. Musk's head snaps toward the source, and what he sees shakes him to his core. Standing in the doorway, flanked by FBI agents, is Mitch McConnell. His cold, calculating gaze fixes on Musk, and a sinister smile plays at the corner of his lips. "Did you really think you were in control, Musk?" McConnell's voice is like gravel. He steps forward, his presence undeniable. "You're just a piece in a much larger game." Musk's pulse quickens. McConnell. It's him. The man who orchestrated it all, who manipulated every move, from the DNC to the money, to the very tech that had been driving the global chaos. The pieces fall into place in Musk's mind, and for the first time the conspiracy feels tangible, real, and terrifying. "No," Musk says, his voice steady, but rage simmering beneath the surface. "You thought you had the power, McConnell, but now it's over." McConnell chuckles darkly, his eyes glinting with the kind of arrogance that can only come from someone who believes they're untouchable. "You really think you can stop this now? Do you think you matter, Musk?" The mercenaries draw closer, weapons trained on Musk and Trump, the tension thickening in the air. For a fleeting second, Musk's thoughts flash to everything he's built. His companies, his dreams of a better future, his ambitions for Mars. But now he realizes that all of it was just part of McConnell's design. Everything was manipulated. And with Trump injured, the odds are more stacked against him than ever. But then, something snaps inside Musk. He isn't just a pawn. He's the king of his own destiny. He has the power to rewrite this, to change everything. With a sudden burst of energy, Musk reaches into his jacket, his fingers brushing the cold metal object hidden inside. The EMP device, a failsafe he'd designed for his satellite network, a tool capable of disabling any tech within a 100-mile radius. His last desperate card. "Let's see if your precious system can withstand a little interference," Musk mutters under his breath. He presses the button, and in an instant, the room plunges into darkness. The hum of technology dies. The lights flicker and sputter out, and the mercenaries freeze, confused and disoriented. The silence is deafening. For a moment, the world seems to stop. But then, through the disorienting blackout, Musk moves. He pulls Trump to his feet, using his body as a shield, and forces his way toward the exit. It's a chaotic escape, one filled with uncertainty, But Musk knows this is his last chance. The stakes have never been higher. The EMP has disrupted the mercenaries' comms and weaponry, but it won't hold them off forever. They need to get out. Now. The confrontation with McConnell is far from over. But for the first time in this entire battle, Musk feels a flicker of hope. He's not done yet. The fight is just beginning. The world around them is still dark, disorienting, the hum of electricity fading into eerie silence. Musk, heart pounding, grips Trump's arm as they stagger through the labyrinth of the industrial complex. The EMP had bought them only seconds. Seconds they desperately need to escape. But in the stillness, a new kind of clarity settles over Musk. It's more than just survival now. It's about taking back control, about rewriting the script that had been forced upon him. He can't afford to be manipulated anymore. The pieces are finally starting to fall into place, but the final confrontation with McConnell still hangs, like a sword over their heads. They reach the door, slamming it open to the cold night air, and for a split second, the sharpness of the world outside feels like a breath of fresh air, a fleeting sense of freedom. The car is just ahead, but Musk's eyes scan the perimeter. They're not safe yet. They're being hunted, and it's only a matter of time before McConnell's people track them down. "We have to go faster," Trump groans, his voice strained, but resolute despite the blood dripping from his shoulder. But just as they move, a chilling voice calls out from the shadows. "You really thought you could outrun this, didn't you?" McConnell steps forward, flanked by a half-dozen heavily armed men. His expression is calm, his eyes cold, like a predator savoring its moment before the final strike. His presence is suffocating. Musk feels the gravity of the moment settling over him like a weight, every instinct screaming that this is it, the last confrontation. But something in Musk shifts. The fear that had once clouded his vision dissipates, replaced by something far more dangerous: resolve. McConnell may have orchestrated this entire game, but Musk isn't playing by the same rules anymore, not this time. "You never understood, did you, McConnell?" Musk says, his voice low but steady, filled with the quiet fury of someone who's been cornered too long. "You thought you could control me, but I'm not your puppet. This ends now." McConnell's lips curl into a thin, humorless smile. "You think you have any control left? You're a tool, Musk, a brilliant tool, but a tool nonetheless." The mercenaries raise their weapons and Musk's heart races, but he's already made his move. In one swift motion, he pulls out a small device from his pocket, another EMP pulse generator, more powerful than the last. This time, he's prepared. He slams the button without hesitation. The world goes black again. The weapons drop to the ground, useless. The lights flicker, the sound of confused shouts and scrambling footsteps filling the void. But as the chaos unfolds, Musk pulls Trump into the car. The door slams shut behind them. Musk presses the accelerator, the engine roaring to life, and they shoot forward into the night, leaving the chaos of the industrial complex behind them. For a few moments, the adrenaline is the only thing keeping them both moving. The world is still uncertain, still on the verge of unraveling, but Musk knows one thing for sure. He's not done yet. As they speed down the road, the city lights blurring past, Trump looks at Musk with a mix of gratitude and disbelief. "You're not just some tech genius, Musk. You've got a fighter's heart. You've changed everything." Musk doesn't respond at first. His mind is too busy processing the wild twists of the past hours, the revelations, the betrayals, the people he thought he could trust. But as they race toward an uncertain future, a thought crosses his mind. This is only the beginning. "Maybe I've been blind," Musk says, his voice barely above a whisper. "But now I see. There's no going back." Trump chuckles weakly. "There's never going back, is there?" Musk doesn't answer. His mind is already racing ahead, toward the next battle. Because while the immediate danger may be behind them, the forces pulling the strings haven't disappeared. The game is still in motion, and the stakes are higher than ever. As the car disappears into the horizon, the faint echo of McConnell's words lingers in Musk's mind. "You're a tool, Musk." But Musk knows now that tools can be repurposed, and if he's the one pulling the strings this time, then the world better watch out.